So my name is Zoltan, and I'm running a CSA in Hungary. It's called Táncoskert, which means roughly dancing garden or dancer's garden. It's named after the rhythm of nature and us participating in a big dance uh, that nature gives a tune. Let me, yeah. So we are a regenerative farm, uh, which is based upon the idea. This is the beginning. I come from a agricultural family. My parents did arable farming, which I didn't like very much. So I moved to Budapest, became a programmer, and lived my quite happy life until I saw no point in continuing that life, so I switched back to agriculture. I found regenerative agriculture and the CSA movement, which was a big part of me starting this farm. Uh, yeah. So the regenerative agriculture movement is about uh, why should we sustain the current agricultural systems with fertilizers and poisons and so on. Nature can heal itself quite well if we model our systems based on the natural ones. It will regenerate the land, so we will become better, not just sustaining this uh, this status. So we are a permaculture farm which provides very so we have quite a few products, and I find selling these uh, different species in an open market is quite difficult because we have uh, seasons in the farming technology of ours, and quite a selection of products. But with the CSA, it's not that bad because we can pre-sell all of our plant products and just focus on the farming. So let's talk a bit about the farm itself. It's called Táncoskert, and it's in the Hortobágy area of Hungary, which is the big grassy plains of Hungary. And we are on near the river Tisza, which is the driest part of the country, but it's a flat plain, so we have quite big issues with water. When it rains, we are flooded. We have This is a picture of our swamp, and it can be almost 6-7 months of the year wet, and the rest of the year is usually quite dry. So we have droughts and wet seasons changing in each other. This is why I chose the animal husbandry, because animals have feet. So when we are wet, we can move to the driest part, and when we are dry, we can move to the wet parts. We have quite a few animal species. Most of them are grass-based. The omnivores, like the chicken and the pigs, are fat grain, but the cattle and the sheep are grass-fed and grass-finished. Most of our animals are based on the regional types of the given species. So these are Hungarian greys, which was developed and bred for the Hortobágy climate. So we are using them as a base. The easy bit about uh, providing meat for the CSA from cattle is that the cattle are not really seasonal. We have we breed them, so the calves are born in the spring for green grass, but when they are developed, we can slaughter them all year. So it's not really a seasonal product. We can provide meat for the families through the whole year. We also have sheep. We in fact started with sheep. These are Hortobágy Ratskas, which is again the regional type of sheep here, and they are a bit seasonal, so you have to plan your CSA as such. We lamb in April, and the lambs are finished around September, so we can start slaughtering the ewes around June, when we are sure who are the empty ones, and start slaughtering the lambs mid-September and through the winter. So it's a bit seasonal. You have to communicate the seasonality with your families, because if they expect, for example, the Easter lamb, you cannot really provide that, or the Christmas lamb, which is a bit famous, is also not really a lamb anymore, because it was born in April, so it's an older animal. We have laying hens. These are egg layers. We move them also around the family, the farm, and the egg is also quite seasonal for us. We don't really produce eggs in the winter, which can be tough on the families. You can mitigate this seasonality with light programs and so on. So the egg production can be sort of made a whole year process. But I find families quite like the idea of the traditional rhythm of the animal agriculture. For example, we tell them that Easter is a egg feast in Hungary, because we have plenty of eggs traditionally. The original natural system provided bunch of eggs and smoked meats for spring. So at spring we eat these type of foods, and later on the year, for example, the traditional slaughter time of pigs was early winter, or for geese it's early November. So we used them at that times of the year. We find that families can be quite understandable about this, and they can be quite happy to follow the seasonality of the animals, not only the vegetables. We have pigs also. They are quite good in the swampy areas. They can be really happy and really productive there. Also, it's a big animal, so it's not really a seasonal product. Salami we only can make in the winter because of the drying process. Most of the salted or smoked meats are made also the winter, but fresh pork can be provided through the whole year, so it can be a staple food of the families. These are all our broiler. Our broiler season starts mid-February. We start with day-old chicks and start to raise them out. At first, we probably keep them inside for 5-6 weeks, and we are finished with them around 90 to 100 days. We usually do double batches, so if we want to sell 200 small broilers and 200 full-grown ones, we usually start them in a 400 batch, and half of them get slaughtered a bit earlier, because the finishing, the last like 1 kilo of body weight goes on really fast. The the expensive bit yeah, to heat the brooder house, and heating them for double the batch size is more efficient. Yeah, so we provide the families with sort of boxes for the year. It's a CSA, so you have to pre-order and pre-pay most of the year, but uh, we have given size boxes. So if we do any birds at all, they are whole. So we provide the head when it's eaten. We don't give like ducks eggs, ducks heads, because we don't eat that in Hungary. But chicken heads and laying hen heads are in the box. Also, all the livers and geezers and all that bits are in there, because we say them the whole animal uh, gave gave its life, so you should use the whole animal. Bigger animals we find around 4 or 5 kilos of a package is quite enough. Most of our families are living in flats, apartments in the city, so they don't have freezers and spaces to make sausages and all that. So we do that for them. Most of or originally you had to buy, if it was a bigger animal, you had to buy it for the half of an animal, and we made the package sizes, so you would get the whole or the half animal in the year. But since then we moved to a menu system, because it's more flexible and better for the families. So if you, let's say the pig is a 12 package deal, so every month you get a package, and the 12th package is a half animal. And if you get the half animal, the packages are made so you get, it's a half pig, so you get 2 feet and all the bits of a half pig. If you, let's say you buy two, it will be quite random. Whatever is left from the bigger buyers, you will get that. And this is an example of the package assortment. These are the names. I didn't have time to translate this. It's like leg and
Zoltan, I'm sorry. I think we have just 2 minutes
mhm.
for presentation,
I will be
and I have
fast.
a few questions left.
So
then.
we provide this table or this spreadsheet before we start the year. They can plan their meals because everything is there. Basically, one row is one package, and these are the bits on the side of the pig. Yeah. So in the CSA, we have 4 locations in Budapest, 2 in the countryside. Our year starts in St. George's Day, because that's a traditional herdsman day of the calendar. But we have tons and tons of outside dependencies, slaughterhouses, and all that. We cannot employ a full-time butcher, because we butcher pigs like once a month, so that's a 2-day job for them. We have a menu system. They can, before the year starts, they can say, yeah, we need 3 times beef, 4 times sheep, 5 times pork, and 2 chickens for the year, and we plan the prices, and all that is accordingly. And every family can pick their own menu, and we just deliver them in the year. These are our example prices. Last year's, obviously, it's a CSA, so it's based on a fair price. Some of it, like the chicken, is quite a bit higher than in the shops, but for pork or lamb, we are somewhat below the price. With beef, we are almost the same level as the organic producers. They prepay every package for at least 3 months, but around 30% of the families prepare the whole year. So it's quite happy and stable for us that way. And yeah, that's me. You can contact me.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm so sorry that I have to make shorter your presentation because so many interesting things you talked about. And we have two questions. So the first one is, who kills cattle and where, and which method is used?
So in Hungary, it's a EU law that you have to, all the big animals you have to take to a slaughterhouse when a slaughterman will kill it, and we bring home either the half hog or the quarter beef, and we process. I have a processing house, but we cannot slaughter them by ourselves. Usually, I rent out the whole slaughterhouse, and we do it there.
Thank you. And the first question is, how to sell meat in the summer, frozen or fresh?
We cannot freeze. In Hungary, there is a Homesteaders Act which forbids the freezing of the meat, so we cannot do that. But we have big boxes made of styrofoam, and the pre-cooled meat will keep for probably a day. But when I leave at 3 in the afternoon, and my first pickup location or drop-off location is at 5, and the last it starts at 8. So it's a 5-hour. It will keep. No, not really an issue. We have also by law we have to put thermometers in every box. We buy these small ones, and yeah, so I don't know, it's like 5 centimeters, like €1 a piece. Just throw it in the box and you can check if it's still fresh.